Hello, Tim here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to start a new series, and it's more of an inquisitive, hopefully interactive with you, the viewer. So this episode is going to be how did they do it? This series, kind of how did they do it? So I'm going to find different things, and sometimes I know how they did things. Like, for example, I figured out how to carve a chain, and you can see that video. But some things I don't know how they did it, and I'm going to point out why I find this really curious. So what I have here, I acquired this canteen. It's an antique canteen, and from all that I can find in research and so forth, this is an Austrian canteen. And it's probably pre-Civil War, and so I'm guessing 1850s. I don't really know. I can tell that the leather has been hand done. So what I'm going to do is just point out what I see, and then leave it up to you, the viewer, to maybe fill in the blanks. And at some point down the road, when I have time, I'm going to try and recreate a form of this, maybe my own version of it. So on the outside, you just look at this thing and you see a turned cap, and it's got, the leather is old. I can tell that it's seen better days. There's a medallion, the leather, let's start with the leather first. So this has all been custom fitted. It's got stitching along here. A lot of the stitching has come out. It looks like there's been a repair here. And there's rivets. These appear to be copper. Some of them are missing, it appears. Wraps around the top. There's a buckle here. It appears that this has been repaired. But it's kind of a cool tooling in here. I just realized looks like the beginning of maybe a name or a W here. I just noticed that. A little bit of a repair here with some string to hold this together. I'm not sure what kind of finish is on this piece here, but it is perhaps shellac. I can tell from another piece of wood that I have from Germany that's made out of beech. And enlarging the raw wood here and in the cap, I can tell this is made out of beech, which would stand to reason that it's Austrian. Now I see some evidence of woodworm going on in a couple of places, like here and here. And inside, you can see that I can't get a light in there, and maybe I could get a camera sometime. But I have over here, I have a 1/4-inch dowel, so I drop that down, and that's how deep it is, right to the bottom, and side to side. So I can't really tell much beyond that what the inside looks like. But what I find curious, and what I don't understand, is it appears to be made out of one piece of wood. And I haven't been able to see underneath this leather medallion, and I'm not going to take it apart to try and find out if the access was inside this way. But what I can see, and you can tell by the marks here turning, that it was turned this way and it was turned this way. So two accesses. You can tell by the way this flares up here a little bit, and the way it flares up here. And this was left a little bit long, so it was a bigger piece of wood when it started. So this creates the feet down here where that's left, so it will stand. And then the top is, of course, turned separate. and then how they remounted it and turned it this way on this axis. So like a faceplate, a spindle turning, and then a faceplate. The grain of the wood is going up and down this way, and that's all I can tell about it. And I don't see any glue seam, any evidence that this has been glued together. And keep in mind that the glues they had back 150 years ago or more would be hide glue primarily, none of the polymer glues that we have now, and the kind of glue, epoxies or anything like that. So I don't see any evidence that it's two-part. But I find this a very curious piece and a wonderful example of vintage treenware. And so that's it. I just put this out there as a curious piece, and I'm hoping that maybe some of you find it curious, or maybe someone has an answer as to how they did this. And I might experiment and see how I could do it myself, but haven't gotten into that yet. But that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and make a comment if you got something that you got an idea how this might have been done. So see you next time.